Yo, welcome back to Nonky Beats. The last tutorial I did my gain staging and the volume on how to get your sound to be balanced. So here today now I'm going to show you EQing and some adjustments I made to the instrument to make them sound more upfront and more professional. So let's get into it. As you can see, I didn't really do much because my sound selections are really very okay. Honestly, there's nothing much. Um, I'm going to show you. So on my pod, I have Fruity limiter, and what I did with this is I just took the ceiling down by 11 decibel because, as you can see right here, there are some parts which are louder than the others, and I didn't want that to be poking out inside the mix. So I didn't want to compress it. I used a ceiling to limit the sound so that it can level with the medium, the RMS of the whole instrument. You understand? So I'm taking out some of the louder parts to make it quieter and balanced out here instead of using compression. The difference between compression and using a ceiling is that when you use a compressor mode, it brings up this quiet part. Okay, it brings up this quiet part and makes it louder, trying to make it balanced or leveled out. Then the place that is louder, it brings it down and makes it a little, it reduces the volume so that every sound could sound cohesive. All right, but when you use a ceiling just typically cuts off the louder part, just cuts it off and makes it to stop clipping, or it doesn't just bounce around. It just set that ceiling that the sound must not exceed some certain threshold. But let me show you an example so that you can see what I'm talking. You see how this place is limited to a certain level of volume. Right here you can see that it stops at 21. No matter what, it doesn't go beyond, it doesn't go above 21. That's the work of a ceiling. But if I should decide to use a compression, let me switch it to compressor mode so that you see what I'm talking about. Let me reset this one. You see that it is going above 21. It goes up to about 18 dB. Now let me use a compressor mode. You see that it is dancing around depending on how much compression I add. The more I compress it, the more it comes down. The more I increase it, it can go above 21. See, that's the work of a compressor for you. But I want to use a ceiling. I don't want to use a compressor because I like the way it's sounding. So I'm just going to use the ceiling to reduce it to the minimum level. I like the sound like that, so I'm just going to leave it there. Then this right here is part of my chord progression. Without the EQ on, this right here sounds very muddy. Let me solo it so that you can hear what I'm talking about. I should add this as a bass, but I want to leave it as a piano because it adds that thickness to the piano. So that's it without the EQ on. Then with the EQ on, you see it becomes clean. The muddy part is reduced. What did I do with the EQ? The Pro Q4, I probably cut out about 44 hertz from the low end to give it that little bit cleaning of the muddiness. It's a very subtle change, but it has a big impact in the whole mix. This is clean. This is clean also. Also this one, so I didn't have to do much. And coming back to my kick, I didn't want it competing with the bass. So what did I do? I sidechained it to this bass. I sidechained my kick to the bass. How did I do that? You click on your kick, then you come to your bass on this arrow, right click, then you select sidechain to this track. Okay, once you click on it, it's sidechained. Then you put your Fruity limiter for sidechaining. This is how you sidechain. Let me play you only my bass and my kick so that you can see what's going on there. You can hear the You see how the bass is constant. The bass is constant, but when I switch on the Fruity limiter, you can see that the bass is ducking down at a point. So what's happening here is that I sidechained my kick to my bass, and what this sidechain does is that anytime the bass plays and the kick drops, the kicks ducks down the bass and create a space for the kick to hit. Okay, instead of the two frequencies clashing, the kick makes the limiter helps the kick to make a spot inside the bass so that the kick can hit harder. You can see it's being chopped off. This is actually the kick coming in, the kick signal coming into the bass and chopping off part of the bass to make space for itself. That's what the sidechain does. You see, every time the kick hits, it ducks down the bass and makes space for the kick to punch harder. So that's basically all I did for the mixing. Then on the master, on how to master, I will show you on the next video. Thank you for watching.